All you have to do is close your eyes and listen.
Welcome to episode 42 of TSGG Chat. I'm your host, Kevin Bork. With me this week, we've got Kailey. Hey, Kailey.
Hey, everybody.
Brett, what's going on?
Not much.
Brennon.
Good to be back.
And that's it.
Thanks for joining us this week.
Just kidding. We have actually a really good show lined up for you today.
Yeah, it's average. I mean, that's just because our average is really good.
Yeah. Hey, what do you got to say now?
Yeah. He silenced me.
Follow us over at Twitter at TheSocialGG. Subscribe to us at youtube.com/thesociety. Watch us live at mixer.com/TSGG_online. And you can get early access to us over at patreon.com/TSGG. Come watch the Sekiro Showdown on March 23rd, this Saturday at 6 p.m. on Mixer.
Eastern Standard Time.
Eastern, yes.
6 p.m.?
6 p.m. is when the destruction
Wait,
begins.
15 hours after this game releases to play it?
We can only hope you'll
I'll
be
be
fair.
playing it upstairs.
Unreal.
He'll be over your shoulder
Correct.
watching for all the secrets. Cheater! I know.
Well, we work Saturday.
Remember, they
so
said that they have a hive mind, so
That's right.
That's how it works.
They're
I'll
linked.
just know anyway.
Correct.
We're
He
like
just
the
plays. He doesn't even have to
collectors.
be in the same room.
He won't be.
He's going to get the feed
You're going to be like, why does he know all this? I'm like, I don't know.
and
gonna be
still win.
Thinking it at me. Kevin win.
I got it.
This ain't Mario Kart, old timer.
he's still a little
I
salty
actually
over
just
that.
had a conversation about that with
About
someone.
Mario Kart?
Yeah, how you had to take it back to Atari to win a championship in TSGG. Sorry, Super Nintendo Classic.
Yeah, that's my favorite console.
And now we know why.
Cheater.
What, you want to do Mario Kart on the Switch?
I would like to see
I
that.
think I'd have a better chance. I'm not saying I'd win.
I would like to see that. We should schedule that sometime.
We should.
Never.
I'm hoping for a new
I was
Mario
going to say there's
Kart.
a new one this year.
No, nothing's been
It's gonna
confirmed with that. I'm hoping for that.
Brett's like willing it into existence. Like,
Correct.
yes.
Well, Nintendo's doing something they never do, which is price cuts on their
I saw
games.
that as
that's
well.
shocking.
And Mario Kart has been in that spotlight a few times now, so maybe they will be announcing a new title soon. But back to the Sekiro Showdown, we detailed last week what this is going to be. We made an addition today. So just to reiterate, we're going to do a 3-hour stream from the start of the game, and then we're going
Not
to keep,
counting tutorial.
Right, we're going to keep a tally of points after the tutorial. And for regular kills, you get 1 point. Boss kills equals 5 points. Elite kills are 2 points per. And a death is minus 3 points. Now, if you don't know anything about Sekiro, death is part of the strategy in Sekiro. So when you die, you're actually able to resurrect.
Unless you fall
And
off
then-
a ledge.
Right, true. So if you're killed in battle, you have a mechanic that'll allow you to resurrect and to get a second chance at it. And then if you die again, that's the end of the match, and you have to reload from your last save. We're actually counting every time that you fall down as a death. So using the resurrection for strategy was going to cost you 3 points. So that's something for us to keep in mind when we're playing. But we also decided to add in a furthest distance in the 3 hours, an award of 10 points to actually make us go through and not stick in a zone and try to tally up easy kills.
I don't know if there will be any easy kills in this game.
I mean, once you learn the strategy of the enemy, you can pretty much
Air
easily kill
quotes.
them.
Easy kills.
Yeah.
It's all about the parry.
Bosses, however, are always different and more difficult, especially in this one.
I can't wait to
We'll
watch.
see. I don't think there are going to be any easy ones.
You don't think like the trash mobs?
Yeah.
You'd be able to kill those easily.
Dark Souls always has those.
I mean, you could make a mistake.
Yeah, sometimes there'll be just you'll kill a million of these enemies, and then that one sword wielding one that just wails it 5,000 times will come out and kill you before you can move. And he's a little ghoul.
I know what you're referencing. I've watched it happen to you many
Oh,
times.
it has happened many times.
So yes, the Sekiro Showdown is happening this Saturday on Mixer. Everybody tune in. It's going to be a fun time. At 6 p.m. Eastern.
Absolute slaughter.
Absolute
Continue.
slaughter. I don't know. I'm actually really excited for this game. It's been a sleeper title. I knew, from it's going to be a solid title, but now there's been, what's that trailer called? The newest one that we just watched.
It just said
just
that
like
it was
the-
Sekiro from Sony.
Yeah, Sony put
It's
out a
like
trailer.
story
It's
setting.
like the overview of Sekiro or something like that. Really, really good trailer that takes you through what the game's all about. Recommend you check it out.
Just kill that snake. That's all I'm going to be focused on that whole competition.
I'm definitely going to win this.
Finding and killing that snake.
I think that's one of the secret bosses in the game too that you don't have to kill, just like the dragon on the bridge.
This is going to be easy victory.
I'm
I
going to
think.
kill that snake.
I don't know if I'd say easy, but
You're right. But if that's all he does
Happens
is go
if he
after that
kills
snake,
the snake, and that snake gives him like
well, he only gets
3 hours.
5 points for killing the snake, and he's going to lose 3 points per death 2 times.
I'm
So
talking
he'll already be
items.
minus
So
60.
what if the snake gives him a really OP item?
Oh, yeah.
I doubt the snake will give you anything.
Yeah, I'm not really
It'll
sure how
probably give
that
you an
works.
arm.
I don't know if it's progression that you
Whip
get the rewards
prospect.
or if it's from enemies.
I don't know either.
It's probably something you find.
I would think it'd have to be because there's no real progression. There's no like
Yeah,
level up.
There's skills.
There's skills. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
skills.
I know
in this
there are
one.
skills, but there's no like level ups.
There's no attributes.
No attributes. There's no. Yeah, so I think
I
you'd
mean, you
have
use
to,
experience to
you'd have to
get
tie
the-
it
the
to
skills. So.
pickups and
Items.
boss drops and stuff. I would
Yeah,
think.
that's how the other, like the Souls games were.
Yeah.
If you
You
wanted
just
to be
got
a
the
mage
soul
class, you
and
had to
then-
go find the items to do it,
hmm
to cast spells and stuff.
So
And
I
there
would
were
think
like
that's how this would
rare
be.
weapons out there.
Yeah.
Like the katana and stuff like that.
I mean, even
I mean,
the
best
even the
weapons,
boss
you
souls.
transpose their
Yeah.
souls.
You had to
so-
kill the boss to get the soul, and then you could make that weapon. And
Yeah,
those
but
were
this
the
is
best
completely different
weapons.
though. So
Exactly.
I know, but that's if they stick with the same idea, then
They're not.
it wouldn't be a soul. It would just be the boss drop would be the item. Or
I'm
whatever.
pretty certain it's just going to be stuff you find in the environment.
Yeah. You think
We
like
shall see.
crafting?
I just think you're going to find like a
a
Oh,
it's gonna
legendary
be there.
sword just
Yeah.
go in a
going-
door. There's,
There's
a
no
hidden
pick it up.
The swords
area.
actually
Yeah.
don't change at all, which is wild.
It's just your katana.
Yeah.
I mean, how many
I know.
shinobis
That's-
just
that's
changed
where my concern
katanas
came
throughout
from
their
with this
lives?
It's a completely different take from that.
Yeah.
I'm pretty
It's
confident it's gonna be
super
fun.
different. Oh, I think it's going to be very, very hard. I think this will be the biggest
Hardest since Demon Souls, I'm
the-
saying.
biggest skill based game that's going to come out in like the next 3 years is probably Sekiro because it's all. There's no kind of you can't cheese it. You can't go grind
No.
out souls to
You
get
can
better than
always
everything
cheese it.
else. It's just
When they're
skill.
telling you, when
And
the
that's
director,
why I'm just going to spectate this.
yeah, when the director's telling you you have to learn the patterns first, it's going to be difficult.
Yeah.
I told you will
Hint, hint.
die.
Yes. So let's get into some news. Before we do that, actually, on Saturday, we're going to have another release as well.
Mhm.
Our review over at youtube.com/society. You're going to be able to see our review series is continuing on with the Division 2 review. That'll be going up on Saturday as well. And if you haven't seen it yet, our review for Devil May Cry 5 went up last Saturday, and it's a really, really good in-depth overview of Devil May Cry 5.
It's really worth
Recommend
watching.
you guys check that out. The game itself is fantastic, and I believe it is now our highest scoring game in our company's history. So definitely check that out.
God of War scored higher.
Did it?
not in
'Cause
not in this
got a
format.
98.
We have a completely different format.
Yeah. It's
90.
Oh, that
highest
was
scoring of
before.
2019.
highest scoring of new format.
Yeah,
It's got a
there you go.
96 or a 98. If you're
Highest
not-
scoring
if
of
you're not
our
gonna be
video
picky.
review series.
Depends.
There you go.
I specified
Take
that.
any
Asterisk.
title
Video.
out of that.
Asterisk.
and apply it, please.
It's the best game of 2019 so far, in my opinion. So
we graded it that way, so it's everybody's opinion.
Yeah. To be fair,
okay.
we haven't played Resident Evil 2 yet, which I'm hearing is the only
Super
competitor so far for
I've
Devil May
watched
Cry.
every playthrough, the entire thing.
Yeah, I was expecting more from Kingdom Hearts 3, honestly.
It was just the
That was
cutscenes.
cutscene
We don't need to
simulator.
go into that
Ruined
dialogue.
That
the
again.
was
flow.
cutscene
We've
simulator.
discussed
So
that
bad.
enough.
It was.
It's time to
Oh
forget
my
about it.
god.
But they did announce that the critical path is coming, or whatever they call
critical
it.
mode.
Critical mode. So, that is some
Joy.
news. Other news, Gearbox is finally making some waves after
Like 6 years of
numerous
Created a
trade shows
tsunami.
coming and going where it's going to be the announcement, and nothing. Now, on their official Twitter account, they posted up an image that said March 28th, Boston, Massachusetts. They're taking Exit 3, which is easily a tease for Borderlands 3. And that
Watch
is
them not do it.
the date of
Oh my God, that'd be
PAX
so
East.
JK,
frustrating.
guys, whole new IP. Enjoy.
I mean, I wouldn't say no, but
Well, I think they definitely are doing. Well, continue, Kevin.
Yeah,
Not to
March
steal your
28th,
thunder
Boston,
here.
Massachusetts is PAX East, and Exit 3 can only be Borderlands 3. So, yeah, that's
Storm
super
3.
news. What is it?
I said Bulletstorm 3.
No. Then, after Twitter went on fire from that announcement, Gearbox posted another one that said, time to tease another game for PAX. And this is just a single image, and you're looking through a doorway, and inside you see a robotic body that's disassembled laying on a operating table. And that's all you get.
Is it an operating table if it's a robot? Or is it a
Yep.
mechanics table?
What do you think?
I mean,
Looks
Operating
like a
table,
That's
evil
very
laboratory.
very
table.
Frankenstein-esque. That's what I think. Evil
spotlight
laboratory.
there. All kinds of connections to it. I don't know.
I don't know
The
what that
artwork
is.
looks pretty cool.
The artwork reminds me of like BioShock or that kind of
BioShock had better
aesthetic.
graphics than
It's
that.
going to be a Gearbox Battle Royale game. BattleBots.
You play a robot, yeah.
I mean, jump on the trend.
No, I don't think so. I don't know. We'll see. I'm super excited for what they're gonna show. Their PAX is gonna be insane already. PAX isn't always big with game reveals and stuff. So to see that Gearbox has at least 2, that's
yeah,
gonna be huge.
and then out of nowhere, like if 2 games weren't enough, there comes another one with another singular image. How about another game for PAX? Which some are thinking that it actually is something related to Bulletstorm. So 3 games at PAX from Gearbox.
Possibly.
after 6 years of silence.
Yeah. So it's a good time for Borderlands fans to get some sort of next prequel to Borderlands.
They're gonna be like-
I'd
The third
be
prequel.
So upset.
That's what it is. Exit 3.
It's a
The third
pre-sequel.
prequel.
They are going to be like, JK, guys, this had
How
nothing to
did
do
you
with
make a game
Borderlands. I don't know what
Worse than your second game with the pre-sequel.
This is the
Still upset.
Yeah, correct.
pre-sequel.
Correct.
Sequel.
you're hurting his feelings.
There's a lot of words. Just
Yeah.
anywho, excited for that.
Can't
This
That's
is
one looter
Borderlands.
shooter I'm a very big fan of.
Sad Jack edition. There is some sad news, though. Phoenix Labs has announced the console release for Dauntless has been delayed.
Oh no.
It was supposed to come out on Xbox One and PS4 in April, and a Switch version and a mobile version later in the year. But it's been delayed to summer 2019 for additional time to polish the gameplay,
I think-
stress test for scale, and complete additional features.
I think that's most likely competition reasons more than what they're saying. Because
There's a lot going on in April.
Yes, correct.
Poor man's
Either-
Monster Hunter.
Either way, I've always
Dauntless
held
looks
that
super-
anything
It does.
that it's quality over quantity. So yeah, you can throw your game out and have it done first, but if it's not ready, then it's
Anthem.
gonna look horrible and it's gonna be poorly received.
Yeah, take the time.
So
Mass
take the
Effect
time,
Andromeda.
make it look good.
Take the
sink
time.
your
Damn it,
resources in it.
BioWare, be better.
You're right.
So
You're not wrong.
But
6 to 8 months, and none of what we saw about Anthem a
But-
month ago would have ever happened.
With
Yeah.
that, though, I'm just moving on from all of their salt.
Yep.
With that,
Not wrong though.
there's a right way and a wrong way to do it. Because if you have to delay a game, I completely understand. But if you look at what Code Vein did, they were supposed to release. They delayed it. They said 2019, and they
said
went
March
completely
2019.
dark. Nothing has come out. We have no release. We have nothing. They haven't
Listen,
given any
listen,
news,
they're
any trailers.
Focused on Aced Fighter Pilot 7. Get off Bandai's back.
So
Like nothing has come out, and
They
Bandai
went-
is huge.
they
so-
went dark, and I didn't think it possible that anybody could go darker than Biomutant did.
Oh, they did.
Enter Code Vein.
Like,
They have.
completely silent. At
Yeah,
least Biomutant has
Biomutant is
devs
also
that are talking
super
about
dark.
it.
Pretty sure
Keeping the
Biomutant's
pulse
coming
going.
out.
Sometime, someday.
They
Yeah.
said summer, so maybe summer
knows?
of next year.
But that's the biggest issue. Like, if
2026.
Dauntless is
Plenty
gonna
of
say,
summers.
okay, we're going to delay it, but here's the release date for it still,
So
that's a
it's
good way to
proper
do it.
support
Yeah,
for your game that you've spent all this time and energy and money on developing.
correct.
Make sure that you keep people aware that it's existing and it's coming,
I have a little
And Code
prediction.
Vein looks incredible, so I
Just
always
a little
wanna play
prediction.
that.
Little tiny one.
as long as it comes out.
Yes, correct.
As
He's still
part
a little
of
tiny over there, but yeah, hit us with-
Microsoft's biggest E3 of all time.
Mhm.
I expect Code Vein to be there with a release date.
I think it comes out before that.
No,
Yeah.
before E3.
nope. We would be hearing
tactically, that would be
if
a
it was.
poor way to do that.
They're going to use the
haven't
It's done a
E3
lot
to
of
build up
things
hype.
Tactically wrong.
They just haven't supported it.
That's so late.
'Cause they're
though.
one of the games that is using these devices as promotional materials, so they're not gonna cut E3 out. They're gonna use it.
Oh, I
It'll
know.
probably
though.
still release
I
September
mean, Bandai has so many games going on all at the same time. I'm not.
because they were targeting September last year, so they'll
Mhm.
probably do September this year, and they'll showcase what they've been working on. And I can't wait
I mean,
to see
that's
it
just
because it
such
looks
a
awesome.
big push. That's a full year. For
Yeah,
your
that's fine.
fans.
That's great.
I mean, I have no issues with it. Like I said, like Kailey said, actually,
Pretty common
quality is
delay
more
period
important.
too. They usually
But
do a year the first
I
delay.
just,
Yeah,
just tell me what's up.
And
Like
if you're
Greedfall
scale
2,
bound, then you
Greedfall,
cancel
I'm
it immediately
so excited for
afterwards.
Greedfall, and I want to love it, and I get no information, nothing at all.
I
Yeah,
mean,
they-
the old
Isn't it a
strategies
Spiders
don't
game?
work anymore. You
They're
have
a
to
small
connect with your
studio.
fans.
You got to give them their time.
Yeah, but just a tweet. Hey guys, still working on the game.
they are.
I mean, I'm sure they are, but there's no kind of
No, because you see the state of the industry. Any tweet can get you thousands
yeah.
of hate. And developers are people. They don't want to see that stuff.
Yeah,
Well, I
it
don't-
would be
hard on it.
incredibly
They're working
demoralizing
hard.
to
I can't
see
blame them for that.
to see
Some
people
asshole
just rip your
is
stuff
over
down.
on their computer. Oh, it's not good enough for me.
Oh, I can make a better game in my living room than this people. Blah, 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 blah.
And they
Yeah, I've
can't.
read all those.
Okay,
Oh,
guys.
yeah, we've all seen those.
Backseat coders, they exist.
Yeah.
No
Oh,
need
they
to
do.
attack
But
the
I just
entitlement
give me
of
something.
gamers in
Just
this days.
Say, hey
age.
guys, we're working hard. Like that's one of my favorite
How
things.
about you reach out to them and ask?
I have. They didn't.
Too busy working right now. Okay? They'll get back to
Especially
us.
Greedfall.
So the important thing
I'm
is to
actually
make sure
excited
that you
about
have
Greedfall.
somebody
It
who's
looks
media
super good.
savvy who can promote your stuff. Even
I
if
mean-
it's just teasers here and there, just like, hey, we're still alive.
Yeah, they all have like social media experts and things that are on staff. That's part of kind of
Community
But being able to
managers,
use them
generally, the people
appropriately.
that-
Right.
But again, nowadays, people like us expect to have a little bit of contact with just basic
This is
information.
true.
We
It's
expect
just
to
what
have
it is now, yeah. We're all connected.
right. And social media is so big and things like that that
Greatest threat
It's-
to
But
humanity.
they kind of built this into the cycle. So with the hyper connectedness, it's like I don't need to know every single thought that goes through a dev's head. I know
I
part
actually
of
do.
me wants that information, but the
I
other
need you
part of
to
me I don't
live
need it.
stream your life. To
Well,
me
in the
directly.
cyberpunk future, you'll be able to insert
Kevin,
a
don't even-
module,
You know
and
what
you will
happens?
get direct feed news
And
to your
all
brain.
all the advertisements that you can never get out of.
oh god, that would be horrendous. Just
But-
advertisements playing
That's
inside
some
your
That's-
head.
Minority Report stuff right
Yeah,
there.
it's coming.
You don't want that. Here's some other news. Microsoft.
Big Futurama over there from Kailey.
I mean, come on, you even saw it in Mass Effect. Commander Shepard, it has been X many days since you've been on the Citadel.
Ugh. No
Yeah.
thanks.
I'm about to
Good
play
to
that
Walking by
tonight.
advertisements,
Can't
there
wait.
it is.
Your favorite shop on the Citadel. Every single one of them.
Every one of them. Got to get those
Let's see.
discounts.
PR expert.
Microsoft
Such a good game.
actually released something. For Xbox One.
You guys just attacked Microsoft just there? Is that what that
No,
was?
I was trying to make it like, because they just released it. Like, there's no
Just came
promotion
out,
behind
yeah.
it. They're just like, we're just rolling this out. And it's actually pretty big news. And they're just like, here you go. So it's just like nonchalant. There's something. You might like it. But it's really, really big. So they've been doing like a casting service on the Surface, but now they're rolling it out to the Xbox One. So Microsoft's wireless display app, you have to download that app. It lets you wirelessly project your Windows or Android-based devices to your Xbox One. So you can do things like instantly share photos you've taken with your family and friends without having the photos sync through the cloud service. You can just
Smart
cast
TV
it
already
directly
does
over.
that for me.
You can share your video clips you've recorded. You can project your favorite websites with Microsoft Edge to the biggest screen in your house.
No,
You can mirror
Microsoft
your...
Edge.
Oh, of course. They're going to say that. They're not going to say their competitor.
As with anything,
Google.
use caution. Make sure you know your audience.
You can mirror your Android games to your TV so your friends can watch. You
I
can
appreciate
play.
that.
This is the big one. You can play PC games on your Xbox while using the Xbox controller as the gamepad.
That's awesome.
You can use your
Can you
PC on the
connect your
Xbox One
Steam to
and
it?
use the Xbox controller as your mouse and keyboard. Currently, they do not have mouse and keyboard support written into this code, but you have to remember mouse and keyboard support is very new to Xbox One. So I'm assuming that they're going to
I
release
don't
an
think it's
update.
even released yet, has it?
What?
The
Keyboard and
and
mouse?
keyboard
Yep.
stuff?
It released January, I think. February.
Which
So, like, it's
we don't
brand
use
new.
it, but
And Razer
Oh, I
is developing a keyboard and mouse specifically for the Xbox One.
well, Razer's
Oh.
the only.
and it'll only cost you $3,000. So go out there and get that.
No, they're only like $100.
Yeah, only.
I will be buying that.
You will?
Oh, 100%.
Bring it over. I want to try it.
I can start clicking heads.
It's immediately puts you at an advantage over every other
It
player.
does.
If you can
They're so
slide
good.
hop
They're so
in,
good.
in Apex,
Oh,
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
keyboard,
keyboard
that'd
and
be
mouse support
insane.
is brand new to Xbox, and it's only a matter of time. Like, they just take this app, and now you can stream World of Warcraft to your Xbox One. I'll see you later, Kailey. I have to go
You
do
had a
that
good run.
immediately.
9 years.
yeah.
Playing World of Warcraft on my Xbox. The
I mean,
time
I told
has
you it was
come.
coming.
You
but
were right.
It was
It
just a little
finally came.
different than I
A
expected.
little bit different than what we were hoping for, but it's still happening
not on Sony.
tonight.
All
Those
the
are my-
Steam
those are my
games too.
real
Oh
plans for
my
it.
god!
I'm going to be lost in
Why did I rebuy Original Sin 2?
Sadness.
$60. Just thrown in the garbage.
So yeah, that's a really cool feature.
Oh, that's
But,
awesome. Yeah.
They got you, Brennan. They got you.
No, it's actually okay. I'd rebuy that game again. It's a fucking masterpiece.
Some of them are just worth buying multiple times.
7 times. Skyrim. Alexa.
Okay.
Listen,
Never again.
never again.
Skyrim was by no means a masterpiece. Don't get me started on
It was a
Skyrim.
joke.
The
I
game that
just
was
wanted to
worse
say
than Oblivion.
Skyrim.
Listen,
was
I made it 40
Alexa.
hours in and
It was
couldn't
worse
finish
than
it because
Oblivion.
my game died. I'm
That's
still hurt over
heartbreaking.
this. It has been since 2011.
Couldn't create your own spells. You didn't get to become the Great Fox. It's just not as good as Oblivion. Writing was worse. The scope was the only bigger thing.
He just likes to cheat the game with the spells. That's literally all
Yeah.
it is.
No. You have to
Did you
grind
collect-
that game
Did
out.
you
Grind
collect
it.
all the wheels of cheese?
That's Skyrim, not Oblivion. Oblivion, you had 800 health potions.
I never played Oblivion.
Well, you should. It's terrific.
It is, except for the facial interrogation.
Yeah, I mean,
Because
graphically, if they had remastered
Right.
that game or rebuilt it,
when you're talking to somebody, I thought I was playing Mass Effect Andromeda over there. I didn't know what's going on.
A little janky.
Wow.
it's not that bad.
Ooh.
I mean, it's pretty bad, but it's not. They actually look.
Anyway,
I'm
Don't
so
forget
sad.
that orc smile.
Yeah,
That's real good.
I mean, that's basically the Pathfinder's dead, and that it's the same thing.
continue
I can't.
with the news.
Did they ever fix
I'm
that?
broken now.
No, it was never fixed.
No, yes, they did.
Yeah,
they fixed it.
They fixed
The
it.
I haven't,
patch-
I haven't
the
played
patch
it since
fixed
the
that?
patch.
I haven't played it since I beat it the first time.
I never
The patch
finished
fixed
it,
a lot of stuff.
so
I mean,
I have to go back and play.
look at the patches they're releasing for Anthem. They're
Essentially made it
Yeah.
a different game. So.
yeah.
So yeah,
The story
PlayStation
still
blog.
sucked.
PlayStation blog has first details on No Man's Sky Beyond,
I was just thinking about
a huge new
Sky.
expansion coming to the PS4 sci-fi adventure this summer. Sean Murray, the founder of Hello Games, did a blog post over there, and he said their next chapter is going to be called No Man's Sky Beyond, and it's actually going to be 3 expansions built into one. They were going to do individual updates, but they decided to put it all into one. And
For $60.
don't see a price on it,
I mean, if it is
but
$20 an expansion, just bundle it.
their large release of last year,
but how do you
the
know it was really
No
3
Man's
other
Sky
than them saying it? There's
Next was a huge success.
Yeah.
They were working on a roadmap for 3 future updates, and they decided they want to just interweave them, and they had a vision for something much more impactful.
I would have liked the pricing point for this.
Yeah.
The first component of Beyond we are announcing today is No Man's Sky Online. So, No Man's Sky Online includes a radical new social and multiplayer experience which empowers players everywhere in the universe to meet and play together. Let's see.
Isn't that
Beyond
supposed to
will
be
contain
included
those
at
3
launch?
major updates rolled into one larger free release.
There you go.
Oh, nice.
That's
I missed
what you
that
want to hear.
in the first read. So whilst this brings people together like never before and has many recognizable online elements, they don't consider No Man's Sky to be an MMO. It won't require a subscription, won't contain microtransactions, and will be free for all existing players.
Wow.
These changes are an answer to how they've seen people playing since the release of Next, and is something they've dreamt of since the reveal. And they're going to talk more about each component when they can be precise, and they look forward to sharing more in the coming weeks.
What a terrific fix they did, turning that around.
Yeah, that was great
I
work.
Only
really needed to
Bethesda
play that
could do
again
the
'cause,
same.
I bought it when it came out, played a little bit of it,
Never
and
gonna
then I
happen.
just put it away. But I did.
Slowly too, just like
Goodbye.
I didn't abandon it. I didn't get rid of it. I kept it.
What?
yeah, but that's just
No
because you're a
Man's Sky.
hoarder.
But did you
Shut
keep
your
that
mouth.
same faith with Fallout 76? Or where's
No.
that at?
Or did GameStop buy that back from you for $30?
Okay, so I played the
Listen,
original.
We rolled that over into a better game.
I played the original No Man's Sky, and it was nothing like was promised, but it wasn't terrible.
No, it was
a
different.
fun
Yeah.
exploration game.
It just wasn't. You couldn't do it with friends, and that made the game. That limited the game down a lot.
Yeah, it was basically a single-player space
Yeah.
explorer Minecraft.
Which was
Ish
interesting.
game
I like the
alone.
fact that you
Yeah.
you had to learn things.
Inventory
in your
management was
exploration.
also terrible in the beginning.
That it was, yeah.
I had a hard
and
time.
that's your
with
specialty.
Yeah, it is.
it. It is.
She didn't play
Stardew
much of
Valley
it.
shots.
It's
Excellent.
all right. I own it. I'm a bit of a hoarder.
This is.
But the new updates are really nice.
I know. I'm honestly.
Listen, you never know
In
when
other
you're gonna need
news,
shit.
this
Okay.
is-
Animal
This is true.
Crossing.
I'm prepared
will never
for everything.
release.
You stop it.
Thank
Don't do
God
that to me.
for that.
Nintendo's already trolling me enough. God damn it! How dare they do this?
I read your tweet today.
How
No
could they do
Animal
that?
Crossing for you.
It was sad because the notification I get from them, the header was just like, Tom Nook has information on how to spend your tax return. Tom Nook, if you don't know, is a major character in Animal Crossing. So my heart was
I still
beating
don't
very
know.
fast when I clicked on that
When did you ever
notification.
play Animal Crossing? I've never seen you play.
Look,
We've
There
been
was a
together
time
for 9
before you.
years.
we
No,
haven't
you
really
tried to-
played Nintendo at all.
You tried
9
to
years,
hide
and
it.
you've never played it
Things
in front of me.
you barely knew that I
That's
played
what it
World of
is.
Warcraft. Okay?
No, I knew you did.
4,000 hours.
He would disappear
He
for
put-
weeks
he
at a
put-
time.
The only reason you knew I played World of Warcraft is because one of your best friends played, and we couldn't resist the discussions. That is the
Yeah,
only
he-
reason.
He's
The
like,
amount of
you're
weed
he's like-
in
you're
that
still
room.
marrying that guy.
he's like, I put
That's
the game
right.
down and then got a girlfriend. It's like, yeah, you put the game down, so you were
I got
social
a girlfriend
in public.
and the game on Xbox through the PC screen.
Correct.
There it is.
Now here's some really
Microsoft
cool news.
making
Though.
lives better.
Beat Saber, which if you've seen anything of ours, you see that we like that game a lot,
You can't stand it.
has sold over 1 million copies and that is a huge milestone
Yeah,
for a
that's awesome
VR
for them.
game.
Not only VR, but they're a small studio too.
This can technically, it might be the highest selling VR game of all time. So
It would be
congratulations
great if
to them if it is.
encourages people to play more VR stuff.
The only thing we don't
Get more
know is
support.
Skyrim's VR sales numbers that potentially could have beaten it. But
I'd rather play Beat Saber.
Beat Saber
Oh, with
reached
that-
50,000 units in its first week and 100,000 in less than a month.
That's huge.
And they
for
are
VR.
now over
Apex
1 million copies sold.
laughs at those numbers.
And they just announced their first DLC for Music Pack. So that's really cool.
We have a buddy that
That's
loves
This
part of
article
why
came
I
from
stopped playing.
Rebecca Valentine over at GameIndustry.biz, a reputable source.
We'd have a buddy who's really good at Beat Saber.
He plays it on stream all the time.
It's really fun.
His is through Oculus Rift though, not PSVR.
Yeah, you showed us clips. It was incredible.
All right. We have to get into a little bit of a discussion about terrible video game movies because they all suck.
Hey, Angry Birds was good.
Angry
What?
Birds actually was good. I
Okay.
like that
Okay,
I'm
I'm,
gonna
not gonna
reiterate.
watch that one.
They all suck.
Doom, live action
Sucked.
Doom was good.
Decent.
No, it's the best video game
Semi-
film. Doesn't mean it's good.
Decent.
Even The Rock.
Couldn't save that much.
He's like, yeah.
Even The Rock
He
says it sucked. And if The Rock says it sucks, you going to argue with The Rock?
He'll crush you with his bicep.
He's also
I'm gonna argue with Dwayne. We're on that first name
first
basis.
basis.
He said in an interview he couldn't even save that film. I think he said he was in that stinker of a film. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about this is because GameSpot has actually put up, they tweeted, new Doom Annihilation teaser revealed. And it looks like a hell of a time with fire next to the trailer. And when you watch the trailer, it looks like we can make that in the studio. It's that bad.
Ooh.
Not saying that we make bad things, but the production quality
But we could make that movie.
we could easily make this film in our studio here. And that is not something that is going to be straight fire. So how much did they get paid for that? Who knows?
Straight.
But Doom
dumpster
Annihilation
fire.
looks like total annihilation. Don't watch it. It's going to go.
Don't watch.
Just
And
save yourself
all
you,
the
time.
you know
way
it's
with that.
telling when the official Doom account says, we had nothing to do with this film. That's a bad sign.
Well,
Oh my god.
good
Love the-
good effort for trying.
Love the official Doom account.
So, speaking of Doom, Bethesda put out their tweet, and they said, start speculating and refresh at Walmart Canada, which is great. Because if anything,
They leak everything.
last year,
Yes.
Walmart Canada leaked all their releases, and they said, most importantly, save the date. Bethesda is returning to E3. So that's really good. We were starting to wonder if anybody was going back to E3 this year, and it's comforting to know that
Who was
Bethesda's going
It's
to.
wondering
everybody
Yeah,
but
but
Sony.
Are we gonna get
No,
lied
Sony's
to,
not
though?
going. EA's not going either.
yeah.
Is Bethesda
Bethesda-
gonna
Two.
crush our
Yeah,
hopes
Kevin
and
likes
dreams?
to be
No, what Bethesda's going to do is they're going to get
Hyperbolic.
us all hyped
Mhm.
and then crush our dreams afterwards when the game actually releases. That's
Yeah,
what they're
yeah,
going
that's
to do.
what they're
Todd Howard's going to come out and he's going to restore all of our
It's
faith.
gonna be so cool.
No, we're
He's
gonna
be
see.
Like, yeah,
we're gonna
this
see
is
Doom
great.
Eternal there, and
He's gonna
we're
come
be
out and just
fine.
spike
I mean,
Doom guy
I'm gonna
on the
be-
stage.
He's gonna do.
I'm going to be in a
yeah.
good mood with Bethesda anyway after Rage 2, so
Listen, Rage 2 and Doom, you don't have to worry about. They're going to be fantastic.
know.
They're basically
gonna
made by the same people.
Yeah.
It's going to trick me because
And
after
then
Fallout
Bethesda's
76,
main studio will make their next
so
game,
this
and
was
we'll
the
lose all
strategy
faith
to
again.
drop the
The
lower the
bar.
bar
Yeah,
as
yeah,
low
yeah.
as you can go, and then be like, oh,
That's gonna be
anything
the
better than
trick.
this has got to be good.
because Rage 2 is going to come out and it's going to be really good and it's going to be super explosive and
Yeah.
all that, and
Well,
I'm going to be
that's
like,
'cause
oh god, Bethesda, great work, and
Rage
then I'm
2
going
is
to forget
made
the other
by,
game they made.
Avalanche, who
That can't
made
be discussed.
Just Cause 2, and
Wait, you think Rage 2 is going to be shown at E3? What are they going to show? The game's
No,
gonna be
Rage
out
2
by
comes
then.
out.
Yeah, I was going to say.
No, that's what I mean.
Might do,
I'm gonna be in a really good
accolades
mood
trailer, stuff like that.
with Bethesda
Maybe
at
DLC.
E3 because Rage
What
2
are
is
you
going to be so
saying?
good. So I'm not going to be like, Todd Howard, you tricked me
Listen.
last year. Ah. I'm going to be like, Rage 2, that was sick. That's their plan.
Well, I'm glad you acknowledged you already know what's going to happen.
I'm gonna still be
100%.
upset with Todd.
Yeah, I'm
gonna be
still going to
honest
be a
with
little
you.
upset. Yeah.
I saw this guy stick people with gravity. They released a trailer the other day, by the way. He stuck.
Did you see this, or did I show it to you?
Okay, I still saw it with my eyes.
Because I saw Todd stick people with a pre-order for an amazing collection, and they didn't get that.
But what
Canvas
happened was
bag.
But what happened was he
Still
stuck
one
them
that
with
had
a I think it was magnetic.
It's a
actually.
gravity power.
No, that's not the one I'm talking about.
Does it glow
Stuck
in the
them with
fucking dark, people?
They stuck together. He shot a bullet in the air. They flew to the bullet. Exploded. This
That
is
is
a
pretty
Rage
cool.
2
Yeah,
trailer.
that's
I was like,
pretty
okay. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I was interested in the Ridge too, just from the last set of clips we saw last year.
It does look like it's a lot of fun.
I wish their collector's edition wasn't such a meme because I would get it, but it's literally a talking head that goes on your wall, and I'm not buying that.
No,
Put it right here in the studio.
It looks
It'd be
like-
part of the official mascot of TSGG
It looks
chat.
like something from Wrong Turn, and I'm not putting that on my wall.
It's the.
I'm so sorry,
it's
Cloud.
the
I can't
arena
believe I just
guy.
did that to you.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're gonna shove it on Cloud's head.
Oh,
What do you say?
Poor Cloud. He would wear it.
Put the
He would.
put the
he'd cuddle with it.
scorpion mask on him. He can wear that.
Oh, my God.
That's gonna happen.
Kitty scorpion.
I kind of just assumed when you bought it that was the plan.
He also
That's
has
the
to
only
buy
reason I got
a
it, to put it on the
kitten-sized
cat.
katana to put on his back.
Oh my
He's
God.
gonna carry it around.
He's gonna look so confused the whole
Little
time.
ninja
We're
robes.
like,
They make those. They do make those.
he's gonna look so sad and be like, "Why are you doing this?"
It has to be
me?"
a real katana, though. That is my one stipulation.
It's
Okay.
Biomutant. We're creating Biomutant.
We are.
Because the game's not coming out, so we might as well make
We're
it.
gonna make
Making
our
it
own game.
here in the
Here,
studio.
and it will be
You
better
you
than
said
Doom
we-
Annihilation.
I was gonna say.
Yep.
We'll make a better film.
Oh man.
So yes, Bethesda is returning to E3, and I really hope that we get to see some gameplay for Starfield.
You're
keep
not
hoping.
gonna. Endless loops of narration they
We're gonna
have
see
to
the
rewrite.
other side of that satellite this time.
From
It's going to come in from the right side of the screen.
It's gonna be 6 seconds.
It's not even actually
If they give me, like,
anything different. They just flipped
4-minute video of Doom Eternal, I'll be happy. So I'm actually pretty excited for that game.
Yeah, Doom Eternal is going to be.
it. Yeah, those two games are going to be incredible, and it really is
Yeah, I
going to
think you're
restore
right.
people's
Doom
faith.
Eternal, Rage 2 are going to lead the way here
Yep.
for this year anyway, and then give us that. You're going to see Fallout 76. They're really trying with that. They're putting out.
They
a bunch of
broke it
stuff.
again.
Yeah, they broke it again, but they're going to.
I mean, they're trying.
I'm pretty sure it's unsavable at this point. They have the salvaging that would be the greatest thing
I don't
anyone's
know.
ever
It's-
done.
Cut their
Like I said, I
losses.
still have a friend who plays it on PS4, and I
It has a
casually look
community.
through stuff.
It has people who are committed to it.
They
but
are trying.
You know what?
Honestly.
let them help.
more
fix it.
power to them because I used to like Bethesda.
And now you're dead inside.
So
And
this
then Rage 2's gonna come out,
Bethesda's
and suddenly I like them
E3
again.
conference is going to be Sunday, June 9th at 5:30 p.m. Pacific. And if you can't be there, they will live stream it.
So will we.
And we can't wait for E3. It's going to be great, I think. And our final piece of news for the day. No, that's not accurate. We have so much news today.
Yes, we do.
Here's another piece of news for today. March 28th begins the official Mortal Kombat 11 beta. And that is for anybody who pre-ordered the game. So if you pre-order it, you get your code, and you can start on the 28th.
Oh,
And it
this
lasts
is
through the
why you
weekend.
bought it. Now I get it.
am here to announce
You're gonna be
I will
cheating.
not play the beta. I'm actually going to give the code away.
Oh, okay. I like that idea.
I, unlike Brennan, am fair in my competition.
I played MK10 the other day at work.
Have you decided who you're going to give it away to?
No, I have not.
He's gonna give it to me.
We should do a Twitter thing.
We should do a Twitter thing.
Yeah.
The winner of the
Give it away
Sekiro
online.
Showdown gets the code.
Unfair
give it to me
advantage in
now.
the next challenge.
Yeah, a little bit.
We'll give it away on Twitter. I like that idea.
All right, we'll do that.
So, any of you fans listening, join us on Twitter. You might get a chance to win a
That
beta
is
code.
the TSGG. Apex Legends. Today. Which we are recording this on Tuesday.
No segue
For
there.
those of you listening on Friday, you will already be partaking if you play in Season 1, which is called The Wild Frontier. New character, brand new Octane is
I do
released
not
today.
like his style.
No, you're not a fan of the, what is it, trampoline or whatever?
No, I mean, I like his kit.
It's a relaunch.
I don't like how they built him. He's ugly.
Launchpad?
He doesn't fit the style of the game to me, I don't think.
None of their characters
I
are
haven't
pretty.
looked at it.
He's got like a crop top on. It
Just
just
a crop top,
it just
and
doesn't
he's
really
got
fit.
two mechanical legs.
He looks like he'd be better in Borderlands than he does in Apex. Like it doesn't.
All right, I'm going to have to look this up.
The design style to me doesn't flow with what Apex is currently.
Looks like that chick from Kingsman's brother.
Oh, okay.
So the Battle Pass comes out today.
Mhm.
And they say, unleash your inner beast and show it off. With the Season 1 Battle Pass, play more to level up and unlock exclusive rewards. And you can buy the Battle Pass in-game for 950 Apex coins. You can get the Battle Pass plus unlock your next 25 levels for Season 1 instantly for 2,800 Apex coins. So if you're new to this type of game and you don't know how a Battle Pass works, think of it like this.
No legend points buy
Nope.
options there?
Nope,
Ooh,
just
I don't
Apex
like that.
ones.
Not a fan of that.
Wow, that is quite the character design.
I know. I don't like it at all, honestly.
It does look like it's ripped straight from Borderlands.
Also,
yeah, right? Like that
happening-
is
Yeah,
what
it
he
does.
looks like. He looks like he belongs in Borderlands.
So we'll get back to Apex in a moment, but we have breaking news. Google has announced its new gaming platform, and it's called Stadia. And we will have more news on that in the coming week. So that's very interesting. They're actually going through with it.
We shall see.
Yeah, we'll get into the details of that and report back to you guys.
I mean, they could have.
That was
done
announced
with,
at their
you know,
GDC live stream event today.
maybe
Just happened. It's actually happening right now.
Google Gaming. You know, GG would be the logo. It just seems like an easy to hit thing there.
Yeah.
So they went with Stadia.
Yeah, completely.
Listen,
Something
That's
else.
their marketing team can't be
That's
as
a
good as we are.
dunk right there, guys.
Naturally.
So let's get back to Apex for a minute, because if you don't know how Battle Pass works, this is basically how it works. The more you play the game, the more you get. You get the Wild Frontier Battle Pass, and you jump into the arena, where every level you gain levels up your Battle Pass and unlocks exclusive rewards. And you got things like exclusive Wild Frontier Legend skins that will only be available in this pass. And those are for Lifeline, Wraith, and Mirage.
Nice.
You get over 100 unique items throughout the season, and everything you snag before the season is over is yours to keep forever. And they also throw in some free rewards for people. Everyone who plays Season 1 can earn the Wild Frontier Legend skin, 5 Apex packs, 18 Wild Frontier stat trackers, and more stuff like that. So you can also, it costs 950 Apex coins, and you're going to be earning Apex coins when you're going through the Battle Pass, so you can actually earn coins by playing to get next season's Battle Pass. So after your initial purchase here, you can essentially, if you play the game enough, you can earn the Battle Pass going forward, and you won't have to pay another dime.
Right.
Unless, of course, you want to, and you want something specific.
I like the fact that you can earn it.
Personally, I would actually recommend that you purchase Apex packs, because you're going to get more. You're going to get more that way
Mhm.
than if you were to buy coins and buy specific items. Because you have 3 items per pack, and they don't allow duplicates, so you're going to unlock a lot of stuff.
There's actually a kind of... It's been sent out. If you spend your materials on a lot of gray things, it then removes them from the system and increases your chances of getting legendaries. And because gray things cost 30 materials apiece, you can buy a lot of them, and it removes them from the formula so that when you open Apex packs, you have a much larger chance of getting legendaries.
Also, a thing to note about the Battle Pass is if you buy your Battle Pass late in the season, say you've been playing and you didn't buy it, it's still accumulating your level for you. So when you do buy it, it retroactively brings you to that level, and you get all the rewards that you would have gotten. So
I might do that just to see the million things pop up on my screen at one time.
yeah, because you're still
Just
earning a
feel
level,
super
and then
rewarded.
you're just unlocking it. So
You're like, I'm
Also-
so rich.
it's
I
important
have
to note
so many
that
things.
when it comes to the Battle Pass, when Season 1 ends, you will no longer be able to earn Season 1 items.
Anything.
That is just shocking information. You
Well,
just
people
hit
that
me with.
don't know anything about this is
Yes,
information
if
for
they
them.
haven't played a video game in the last 4 years.
Not everybody plays Battle Royale. Only the
Everyone
Twitch
does
streamers.
now.
Only the Twitch streamers
Even us
that need to stay
holdouts
relevant.
over
50
here
50 million.
now play the battle royales.
Speaking of
Barely.
Twitch streamers that need to stay relevant,
Wow.
let's talk a little bit about
What
Grand
a
Theft Auto 5's role playing.
What
Have
a
you guys
segue.
seen that?
Yes.
How ridiculous is this?
What?
Pretty ridiculous. Did you read the article?
I haven't
Yeah.
heard about this. What's happening?
So the top Twitch streamers, and okay, so we have had discussions
It's basically Second Life in GTA 5.
off the show. We've had discussions about things like what happened with Anthem and other things like that, where people do things that may not actually be fair or true, but they do it because they need to stay relevant.
For sure.
And it gets them clicks, because when a YouTuber is looking at their analytics, which is very easy to do, and they're seeing my
Red arrows.
fair and balanced review of this game got 6 views, my negative rant got 10,000. What are they going to do next? They're going to do some more negative ranting because they want those clicks to stay relevant. They're not going to keep doing the stuff that doesn't get them their money.
Obviously.
So, with Twitch streamers, as you saw, they got paid to play Apex, and it did wonders for Respawn. They are doing whatever they have to do to stay relevant. The newest thing they're doing is playing Grand Theft Auto 5 role-playing, which is a mod. And all the top streamers are doing it. And they're playing on a server that's called No Pixel, where people can play as a cop, a criminal, a doctor, a different criminal, you name it. So
That was 4 things.
there's so many different things. Like
Firefighter.
you have to actually apply to get into the server, and you have to be in character when you apply in the questionnaire. It's basically Dungeons and Dragons here. They have to develop a character, and they have to stay in character, and if they don't, they get kicked. So you have people like...
There are people that have put like 8 years into this. Literally, their character is their whole life.
Right. And those people are people who understand that, and, like, they do these things. They're not just people that played competitive Fortnite, and all of a sudden, my views are going down, I gotta do something else. So these people have no business being in here, but they need to stay relevant, so it's basically a joke to watch these people. And you got people like Summit 1G's in there, Lyrics in there,
Tim the
Tatman's in there, and a lot more people are in there. And these are competitive shooter people that are now trying to role play in real life.
Oh dear.
And it's awful.
Oh dear.
But it's the Twitch trend right now, so
Right.
they have to do it. Like, they can't not do it. Otherwise, they're going to lose. And
Their
it's just
followers.
shining
the
a
hand of
light.
capitalism.
It's just shining a light on this part of the industry that's really telling here. And it's not so much of what they're doing. It's just, to me, it's telling in what can happen in this industry.
It's really sad to see how
It's
fast
true
the trends
it's
move.
True for most of them, though.
Trends move, and then they're going to have to try to, instead of sticking to something that they're good at, they move with the trend.
Or
Well, I
they
mean, that's
stick with
you're
what,
gonna want to, like
what
you
they're
said,
good
you want
at
to stay
and
relevant.
Just grow to hate it.
Yeah.
It happens a lot. As
So
well,
I don't mind them playing variety. The thing is that there are people in these games that they take this very seriously, and they're kind of making a joke of it.
and they're very upset about it
Yeah.
because this is, their world is getting invaded
by Twitch.
by Twitch. Yeah.
According to SullyGnome.com, who actually they monitor Twitch's trends, GTA 5 RP became the 3rd most watched game on Twitch last week,
What was
behind
it?
League of
Yeah.
Legends and Fortnite.
So how did they make the jump? How did they make that turn into such a huge deal?
One of them started playing it first. I mean, there's a lot of them that are doing it. XQC does it.
They
A
all
lot of the bigger
communicate with each
streamers-
other, and they
Yeah.
all follow each other. And as soon as one jumps over and they see a trend, they all do it.
Yeah.
All of them.
So it really, so Twitch, a lot like video gaming in general, is very copycat. So whatever's going to work for one, especially a big streamer who have a following, is most likely going to work for the other. So when they see that, and a lot of these guys do enjoy it, but they don't enjoy it to the point of
making it their life.
right, like the so
Having a true passion for it versus
Yeah.
just temporary.
like they love
financial gain.
gaming and they love doing this, but this is not their cup of tea. Like a lot of these big streamers are actually Summit was he went pro in CS:GO, and a lot of them are literally pro players, and for them to make this jump into kind of a completely different world that they're really not fans of or
They really have no business being here.
yeah,
It feels a
they may
little
enjoy it.
dishonest.
They
It's
may
super forced.
they may have they may enjoy it where they're playing with their friends, because a lot of them actually while they're streaming are playing together. But at the same time, you have to think that the community that you're kind of invading is established,
Yeah.
and they are going to be upset by this, which they have been. It's been kind of a contentious thing on Twitter.
They are not here to play this game. They are here to keep their view count. And as soon as people stop watching this, they're gone.
It will happen, without a doubt. A lot of them have already gone back to Fortnite and things like that, just because they make forays like this. If you looked, Apex was really big, and a lot of them were playing that, but they weren't. If they found they weren't as good at it, they would get frustrated and they switch back to Fortnite and things like that. So it's very common because you always want to grow, especially on Twitch. So of course when something like this was growing, where it's the third watched, they were gonna try it, they were gonna test it out. So I see their side of it, but at the same time, like I said, this established community that has been doing this for 5 to 8 years since the game released, this has been a thing for a long time.
It's just not respectful to the community that they're jumping into.
And it's not respectful in the aspect of when you look at a larger picture, which is the reason that I put this in the show today, was to showcase and show some of our audience what is actually happening in this industry, because not everybody follows it like we do.
Mm-hmm.
So when they see stuff like this, they think that it could be a trend because it's good or stuff like that, or maybe something they should take a look at. But mostly it's the revelation that it's a trend because these people are doing whatever they have to do to stay relevant. And it brings me back to what happened to Anthem in February, where people needed to stay relevant, and so they went on a campaign and they had fun by doing it, by just totally smashing the game. And it is a complete game. You can see our review on our channel. Our review is fair, and we aren't relying on trying to stay relevant because our goal is to bring you a fair review, and that's what matters most to us. So follow us, and you can always be certain that you're going to be getting a trusted review from us. And
it's going to be our real feelings on everything. Like you said, to us, it's about being a gamer. All of us are gamers. That's just what we're going to provide. So for us, it's more, we take this personally, which is why it is in the show today. But we're really just, it's about providing an honest and open review and really enjoying communities, because that's what gaming is. And this, for these guys, they kind of had a closed community. A lot of them, they all knew each other. They were, like I said, this is a 5 to 8 year thing that these guys have put their lives into. This really is a second life to them. Like, there are people talking about it on Twitter that they started to act like the character they play, because that is that's how much it took over their lives. And for this to kind of become a joke or a running thing for 2 weeks, and then it'll move on and it'll never be heard of again.
But the damage to that community will be done.
Right. And so it's upsetting to see. It's not
Genuous.
Yeah, it's
totally.
just, that's what it is.
The community that they're breaking into for a quick gain for
And
the
and
streamers.
they really don't give a shit.
Yeah.
But so that's why we're highlighting that. But for the last 10 minutes of the show, we're going to talk about the Division 2, because our brothers here have been playing the game, one more than the other. But I'd like to get your impressions so far on what you've experienced, and let's talk about the Division 2 released last week by Ubisoft.
I'll lead.
Yes, please lead.
Don't let him lead.
So, I started playing it,
Yeah.
and then in the last 2 days, I put 24 hours in Mass Effect 1.
Fantastic game.
Okay. And I'll take over from
And
there.
that is all.
That's all he's got. What do you have?
So I am about
Made it to level 7.
15, 16 hours into the game. I've pretty much completed Crit Path, and I've gone through it. If you look at anything online, if you've followed the game whatsoever, it's getting a really ranting, great reviews, everything. My biggest issue with it is the story. Everything outside of the story is fantastic. Let me start there. The actual mechanics that they have in the game, collection points, are super cool. It's basically, there's so much to do in the open world, and a lot of it is repeating, but they kind of keep it fresh every time, which is basically
It's hard to do.
It's location based, so each one is in a different area, so each one has its own challenges, and it's a very logistical game. So it really does, that comes across. The biggest issue with it that you'd see is in combat, everything feels so bullet spongy. You've got to put multiple rounds in, and it is very cool that the armor in combat you can shoot off, but then the hitbox for each piece of armor is so small that everything just feels super bullet spongy. And then once you break those armor, they die almost instantaneously, and you're like, wow, this armor is really really incredible.
God tier.
This person grinded for 40 hours to get that piece of armor.
Yeah.
It's you feel very weak, and that's my biggest issue with it. Is even so, when I play a game like this, I do everything, right? I do all the side quests, I do all the events that pop up. I do everything because that's how you get the loot. That's how you
level up.
That's how you level up. So if I've done all that in one area, and then I go to play the main mission, and I'm still struggling to play it solo because of the fact that this guy's just tanking 1,200 rounds to the chest, like, that's my biggest issue.
That's
However,
totally wrong. It should never happen.
yeah,
And it's not for the fact that you're not a good player, because you
Right.
clearly are.
It's
We watched
No, it's
some
just-
video clips. It's just the way how the
Yeah.
game's
You just
designed.
run out of bullets because you've used
yeah.
1,200 of them.
And I've clipped everything. Honestly, to me, it kind of started to become a meme because the combat's very repetitive. So you do a mission, you finish the mission, the end of the mission's a yellow bar boss, you kill the yellow bar boss, you leave the mission, it's on to the next. So the story so far for me, very, very repetitive and kind of,
Meh.
meh is a good way to put it. However,
What about the characters in the story? Are they memorable? Will you remember their names next week?
I don't know any of their names right now.
Yeah, so it's just another generic
Not a
story
lot.
like the first one.
It's very
Manny is one of them.
Manny.
He's
Oh, Manny.
he's the
Manny.
division
He's
coordinator.
the director. Yep. It's not a game that's based around it. So you can feel the resources in the game going towards endgame, and that's when you get to become a specialized. You get to pick which specialized weapons you use, which specialized gear, and that's really where you see it as
Where
you're
the
playing
game
through the story.
Opens up.
Yeah. You can't go into the dark zone yet. There's a lot of things that you can't
So
do.
you just have to really burn through the main mission quickly as possible.
Right.
Which
Can't
is
do it.
unfortunate.
With-
That's not great. That's
Right.
not great design.
That's my problem with it, is that, so with this game, I'll end up 100%ing the game because I have to make sure I have loot that I can get through the stories and the bounties and things like that. It's just kind of repetitive because you're doing this over and over to make sure that your gear is good enough to even be able to do this. And at the same time, regardless of what I'm wearing, regardless of what I'm doing, I'm a two-shot. So
And you did say something about the game requires you to pair up with other people.
yeah,
Well, they're very open. Massive was very open about that when they were developing the first one and this one, that it's better played as a co-op experience, but you can play it solo, but it feels like you are being extremely punished if you do.
yeah. Well, when you think about it makes sense because there's 30 enemies. If you split the 30 enemies in two, then you're only suffering from 15 people shooting you at one time. So it makes a lot of sense there when you look at it. But when you
Like that feeling was still, it's still here in Division 2, and it was definitely there in Division 1. There were solo missions that
That's
were
what I was
very
gonna
difficult
say
to get through.
is I thought Division 1 was easy. I soloed the entire game, and then
There
Brett
were-
got it afterwards, and then we played through his campaign, and then we did a lot of the DLC stuff they added. I really liked the Division 1. I don't know
I
what's
did like the
changed.
Division 1. In this one, it seems like they're saving all the stuff that we liked in Division 1 for the end game.
and that is what it is, and that's why the
It's like,
reviews that
what's
you're
the point of
seeing
having
are
the first
so.
half then?
Because I personally
Correct.
haven't played Division 2 yet, but from what I've been reading and what you've shown me, it seems a little bit emptier than the Division 1 when you were going through, because they're saving all that cool stuff that they added to 1 for the end game,
Right.
which is fine, I guess, because
The end
I
game
guess
will
the
make
biggest-
up for the game. It will.
Yeah.
I've seen everything from it. I know I'm going to enjoy it, and I know I'm going to grind it. But getting there is so tedious. And
it's just boring.
Game 1, or the Division 1, had Aaron Keener, who was like your main antagonist. Like you knew who
He's a
you
good
were
character.
who you were chasing, and
Really
he,
good character.
he had exactly. And this one, I don't even know what's going on. Like,
Keener's still in there.
no, he
He's
is.
gotta be in
I've,
there.
I've talked.
You can pick up his audio.
I picked
logs.
up an audio log from him, so I know he's in the game. But like, as
But you're
far
not
as-
chasing him.
I have no idea what I'm doing.
Right.
I'm running around
Retaking DC.
like I have done nothing. I don't even know. I've done so much of the story, and I'm just like, what are we even doing
It's just
here?
a generic
Why are we?
plot to make you do
Yeah,
missions.
there's nothing.
The biggest praise I'm seeing for Division 2 is that it's a complete game. And the MMO light area of games, that's because their end game is part of the game.
Mhm.
Where others, Anthem, Destiny, the end game is something that comes down the road.
Right.
And it's just a giant question mark of what it is. And here, it's there for you. As soon as you get there, it unlocks. It's there.
Right.
So that's really big praise, and I think they deserve that praise because putting the end game up front and center, and here's what you're going to do when
Well,
you
yeah,
finish the story. Because most of the time we finish games and we're like, okay, what is there to do? All right, so far I got this, and then in the future we're going to have this, but right now
And
they're
not
like,
gonna lie,
you
when
have
you're
all this.
when you're done with the game, like I've done it before, where the game finishes and there's more stuff ready to come out eventually. I'm not gonna come back to it.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
busy.
there's-
I've got other
there's that
stuff to
chance,
do.
yeah.
Like New Game Plus in God of War. Like as
Yeah.
great as God of War was,
How
I'm
long
not
did it
going back
take?
to do
Yeah,
that.
how
It
long
was
did it
6
take?
months.
Yeah.
Oh, I went back to do it.
Did you?
Well, you're
Shame what happened to my data, Sony.
you're
Oh, real shame.
you're the odd one out as far as that goes because like
He
a
just
lot
has
of
to
us move
start.
on to
God
other
4, so
other games come
He
out.
has to start new
It's
game
hard
first,
It's
and then new game plus.
it's hard to come back to something that you've already moved on from. So
Yeah, it really is.
Especially with the way that the industry's grown. Like there's a new game every 2 weeks. There's no
Yeah, just-
way.
how
I'm
do you
coming
how do you
back
keep
8
up? You
games
have
ago.
to strategize. Like, okay, well, what game's coming out? Is it worth it?
Mhm.
Am I going to wait till this comes out as like the the complete edition,
Sekiro.
6 months down the road.
or am I just going to
Yeah.
skip altogether?
Mhm.
Or am I just going to get sick of whatever game and just go back to my favorite game, like Mass Effect?
Right.
But again, in this genre, that's what I was saying is also like a double-edged sword because you have these ambitious plans for endgame and you delegate which pieces are going to be endgame. You are then taking a chance at your initial game of being narrow or somewhat empty. And it seems like this may be the case for the initial grind of 1 to 30. And by saying, but it completely opens up if you get there, that's a big if.
Well,
Because
the,
if you get bored, you're not
I
going to
never
finish it.
will.
the biggest problem that I've seen is that I've launched for assistance on every single mission, and not a single agent has come in to help.
Yeah, so,
So
there
I
they
don't know
are.
if anybody's even playing the missions or what. Because
or
like,
if once they get to endgame, nobody's coming
yeah,
back.
there's
Why
no
would
reason
you?
to do
If
it.
it's that uninspiring, no one's coming. You're not going back there.
Right.
Because without revealing spoilers, I kind of know what happens in the end game, and it seems what I've read, it's really cool, and I have not seen that done before. So it's actually making me want to go and experience it. But from what you're telling me, I don't really want to experience that,
Yeah.
and that's unfortunate. Like you shouldn't. I
It's
don't know.
okay.
It's,
so
it's
So
very
they need,
hard.
to
If you
balance,
took-
they need to balance a little bit more towards.
So it's kind of like, not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but like, basically what it is they
Sorry,
took
I'm gonna keep
once an
cutting you
episode.
off.
it's the exact opposite of Anthem. So Anthem had great story, great memorable characters, and
Good
then
gunplay.
great gunplay, and then you got to the end game, and it was like, okay, I have literally nothing to do. The stuff that I do have to do doesn't give me any loot.
So what's the point?
What's the point?
Big loot problem.
This one is the exact opposite. Playing the story, I'm like, oh my god, let me get to the end
And-
game because this is just brutal. This is just the same mission.
In a different location.
One of the missions, I was like, I swear to God, this mission is from the Division 1. I was like, it feels the exact same, and I was just
Every
like,
mission
holy cow,
feels
I
the
gotta get
exact
through
same.
this.
Now let's be fair and say I'll say that a sequel to a game should
feel similar.
like the
It
original,
shouldn't feel like the same
but it
thing.
should not repeat itself.
I thought it was the same mission. I was
Yeah,
like,
that's unfortunate.
it The loot is very cool. The game has a lot of really good positives. They just happen to all be outside of the combat. Every single, okay, not every single, but I'd say probably 75% of the buildings in the game you can explore, which is incredible. They have art things all over, collectibles that are like Washington, D.C. is a big art city. Well, when this happened, everything got stolen. So you'll go into random buildings and you'll find art.
Declaration of Independence.
All the collection points, they
Nicolas
all have.
Cage is in there. I'm taking it.
They all have really, really cool loot. Once you open a
Is
collection
there an
point,
enemy, and you have to save the Declaration of Independence? Is his name Cage?
It
No.
should be.
Damn it!
Okay, so I'm going to launch into my issue.
That
Keep
should
in
be a
mind, I
DLC.
did only hit level 7 before the TDM got to me, and I had to say, okay, I'm done with this forever. So the guns feel terrible. So you can shoot someone like everything's bullet spongy. First of all,
even grunts, like
even grunts.
I have a sniper, and they take 3 shots
Listen.
to the head.
You had your time in the sun.
It's his time.
my time.
Okay.
You can snipe a guy in the face running straight at you with a hunting knife. He's just going to take it and keep coming.
Ooh, yeah.
Like I don't know
There's
if
no
that's
sense
just
of
the
reality with
UI
that.
or what
no,
they did
like,
there.
No bullet
no
movement, like he
flinch.
got shot in the
coming.
head. Like
There's
nothing.
no
Like you'll have the
impact,
red critical numbers pop off, but that's about it.
no force.
He doesn't
no
drop to the
impact,
ground.
anything like that.
It's
no
just
stun.
no reaction.
You just shot the
whatsoever.
guy with
And
a
that's just a grunt.
7.62 bullet, and he just
That's not the elite
Took
guy
it.
that's going to
No,
walk.
That's a
Right.
grunt who's coming up to knife you, who will kill you in 2 knives.
Yeah.
By the way.
and not
Us.
only that, they forced you out of cover when they do that. So then you
So
get
you're
shot by
getting
the other
shot
30
while
enemies.
they're knifing you.
And all the enemies have the perfect aim.
Obviously,
And
I
then
don't really have
there's
issues
the
with that.
skill cooldowns.
They fixed that.
That's a bug.
It's fixed?
It's
Yeah.
patched
Okay.
yesterday.
Yeah, they
'Cause-
patched it.
5 minutes for my turret to
Yeah, they were.
that was pretty bad.
Well, that's don't get me wrong when I said they released a complete game. The only thing I meant by that was that their
There's an
in-game
end game
plans
to
were
it.
already in
Right.
there for you.
Yeah, there's no.
Uh,
I mean, there's still DLC for the
it's
game
on
too.
yeah, and all of it's free. And that's
Well,
I'm
Which is great.
glad that they're going that route. Yeah, all the DLC's free.
Yeah, you have to buy.
I
a
need to
year
buy
one
the season pass. What do you mean?
No, you don't have to. The season pass gets you more. They give you exclusive.
Yeah,
things.
that's what I mean. Is like
But
there
all
are
of the
exclusive DLC.
main content is free. That was something they
I
said
wonder how they're
back
going
in
to work that
E3.
in then.
What do you mean?
because That creates a power gap.
No, it doesn't, because it's all free. The
No, I
exclusive
know, but
missions
the exclusive
are
stuff.
no. There's no reason to buy the season pass.
It's
There's really
$40.
not. Yeah,
there
I
has
wouldn't
to be
do
a
it.
reason.
You spend $60 on this game and that's it.
That's wild.
Don't buy any other edition. There's no point to
It's
it
a little
because
upsetting.
all of the good stuff is free.
I can't imagine that.
No, it is.
There would have to be some bonus.
No, you get the bonus is you get the DLC early.
Oh,
no,
that's
well,
right.
yeah, then there's a
7
huge
days.
power gap. What do you
Yeah,
mean?
Get it
7
early.
days.
It's only 7 days.
In 7 days, you'll be
No,
max power.
It's only 7 days, and one of the versions of the Dark Zone is a complete wipe of the characters, so they're all balanced. Doesn't matter your level.
Okay, but I don't go into that dark zone.
No, but the people that
I
don't
wait
have
till
the
day
DLC yet, they will.
7 and creep in that dark
You're gonna be
zone
in there alone.
when all the new people show up.
Nobody's going in
They
there.
just got their new guns. They want to test them out. I'm already there.
So, anything else you guys want to say about the Division before we wrap up the show?
I think it's
Other
very
than-
good.
Our Part 1 review will be coming out on Saturday.
Yeah, that's where you're going to see a lot more of the information because it is basically every video you're going to see is going to be from the end game because there's not a point to show you anything from.
Yeah.
The actual
Well, maybe
game.
you should show something separately of why you feel so strongly about it.
Okay.
I'll show like a.
I'll
ending
show
of
a
mission
2-minute clip
where I.
of me getting knifed to death repeatedly.
I would love to see that.
It is frustrating.
Actually, I'll see that on Saturday.
Oh.
Oh,
Yeah.
you
Say
went.
whatever words you want to, man.
Honestly, it's a good game.
Most likely
It opens
eaten
up
by
a lot
spider-
around
snake.
level 14, and they did the skills and perks and stuff like that are really good and enjoyable until your little drone hits a random sign and blows up and doesn't kill anybody. But it's a good game. We'll definitely see more in that review.
And even if that happens, the street thugs know the streets and they know where you are.
Instantaneously.
They got that
That is
knowledge,
accurate.
man.
This is
Got a
accurate.
tracking device.
But yeah, so it is a complete game that they ship, but like all of the games that are releasing that are of this genre is just
question.
such a large game. It is full of bugs.
And it's a question of balance.
Yeah.
And
That's
oh
what I
my
was trying
god,
to
the
get at
movement
before.
in the game so clunky.
They at least have settings that fixes it.
Sort of.
You can mess around with it. Try to get
That's the
tailored
thing.
to
You
your
have
style.
you have to find the exact settings that you want, and they are not telegraphed. So
Yeah.
nowhere in there does it say, "Hey, you can change these settings, and it'll make a big difference to your gameplay."
So yeah, that's our first initial impressions of the Division 2. The full Part 1 review, like we said, will be this Saturday on youtube.com/The Society. And don't forget, you can tune in and watch Brennan and I get massacred in Sekiro Shadows Die Twice this Saturday, 6 p.m. on Mixer. That's all the time we have for today. I want to thank everybody for listening and thank you guys for being part of the panel. We'll see you next week.
See y'all next time.
See
Absolutely.
everybody.